Michael Johns. What's up, homie?
Hi, my
How
friend.
are you?
Not too bad, thank you very much.
It's so good to see you. Michael Johns of American Idol fame. Does that ever get old to you?
Well, it's new, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know we've been doing it for the last, 9 months or so, but it's still it's still weird to get recognised and, because you forget, and sometimes you're walking through an airport and then people are just like...
Yeah, and you remember something like on your shirt or on your...
Yeah,
face,
exactly.
like, what's wrong?
Exactly.
What
It's kind of strange. Even when we were checking into the hotel last night, the guy's like, I was wondering if that was you that was actually like, then it was the quickest check-in I've ever had.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was nice.
See, it works in your favor
sometimes, yeah.
So tell me, okay, you're from Australia, and how was that experience growing up in Australia?
Amazing. I mean, Australia is just such a cool country. I mean, I love the sense of humour. I like the food. I like the sports, like everything. But we really live, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like, we're one of those countries that just likes to live life. Yeah.
You live life, yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, when did you move to America?
I moved here in '98.
In '98.
Okay, yeah. So I came here on a tennis scholarship, actually.
Really?
But I was using it to get into the country to get my visa, because all that kind of stuff.
So you're
but
a
I was.
tennis pro.
Well, I wish when I was a young kid I had aspirations, yes, but alas I was not good enough.
No, you weren't good enough, but hey, it got you here.
It did. That's the cool thing. I mean, I was 15. I mean, sports. I mean, if you're 14, 15, which is weird.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I mean, if you're not ranked in the world at that age, then you pretty much need to find something. But that's when music found me, and it's
Have you always
cool.
been singing though?
Yeah, I mean, my family's very musical. My mum's a great singer, and my brother plays, and my sister plays, and all that kind of stuff. We all play, so many nights around the piano doing all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until 15 I was like, wow, I sang this at a party, and a girl kind of liked it. And I was like, well, I could actually get used to this. It was one of those kind of things. Is that how
you met your wife?
No.
First of all, I know that you broke a lot of hearts on American Idol because people didn't realize you were married, and then when it came out, all the women were like, "Oh no!"
Well, I don't know about that.
Why?
No, it was actually funny because when I met my wife in LA, actually at the Standard Hotel.
Okay. I used to live right down the street.
Yeah, right. Well, they used to have a good night on Wednesday, and we met. And my guitarist at the time, and I was in a band that was on Warner Brothers at the time, and he was walking around saying, well, I'm in a band. We're on Warner Brothers. And I'm not that person at all. Okay. And so, my wife was absolutely amazing. She likes to cut it up and everything. She comes in and she goes, so I hear you're in a band, and I'm like, out of nowhere, I'm like, actually, no, I work at Kinko's down the street here. You know what I mean? I said, I don't know who's been telling you lies. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So that's how we kind of met, and then after that, we just gave it back and forth.
You've been together ever since.
Yeah, we met in 2003, and then a courtship ensued, and there we go.
Awesome. And how could you resist, right? So tell me, how did Idol happen? And everybody, we all watched the first couple of episodes and the casting sessions, and it seems so intense.
It is.
Did you actually stand in those long lines?
Oh yeah.
Really? Where? In
San Diego.
In San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's crazy. The day I sang, I got there at 4:30, 4:45 in the morning, and I didn't sing until 4:30 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And I was only at the halfway point of the stadium. So it's actually crazy.
You know what I want to know? Okay. I really want to get specific about this because I've always wondered. Okay. Now, how out of all those people, do they go through and have certain people sing and then they pull you front? Or
well, what it is, I mean, you go up in groups of 4 and there's 12 tents.
Okay.
Initially.
Okay.
Before you see Simon and everyone, and then it's you go sing. Okay. 20 seconds. Okay, sing. Okay, you 3 go sing another song, that. And so literally, I mean...
But at that point, you don't know if it's necessarily because you're good or bad, because they let some of the bad people go through as well.
They do.
They?
And I've been a fan of the show the last 6 years, and then when I was on this year, I mean, you see it, and they're putting some of these people through, and they actually really, really believe,
I know.
And then they come out crying and everything, and you're like... What? And they go, well, they said I sound good at church, but it's real.
My mom
and so
said I can't, real good.
I can't laugh anymore. I'm just like, oh my God, and I get the whole TV thing, but I'm like, oh my God, you really think that? You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's.
So you got your yellow slip.
Yeah.
You got your yellow slip, and then it went on from there. And did you ever think that you would actually make it onto the show as one of the top?
I mean, you hope you will, and you think, and,
I
thought
it's awesome. I mean,
it is. I mean, there was 16,000 people at our stadium, and then to make it down to there, and then I think they only chose 50 or 100 or something, and then just from my stadium, and then they whittled that down to 30, and then you go and sing in front of Simon and everyone else.
Wow. So the judges, let's talk about Simon. couple times. You must really want to talk about him. So Simon,
Yes.
tell me about your your experience with Simon and the other judges. Best and worst.
You
Did
know,
he ever really get you?
But I mean, I really respect what he's done in his career and all of them and everything. But like, sometimes, I mean, we're up there singing in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
They're not seeing us. That's the first time they've seen us sing this song. Everything else, they're not in rehearsal or anything else. So it's like, you know, they've got to come up with something like constructive, witty, funny, mean, whatever it is. They've got the same time period to do it, right?
Sure.
And sometimes they get it wrong, and sometimes they get it really right. Like Simon's, you know, sometimes he just gets it nailed. He just nails it, and other times. But this year, I mean, I came in really thinking that I was going to, like, you know, I can't say like respect more or anything like that, but sometimes I was watching a performance by Saisha or Carly this year, and I'm like, or Brooke, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And then they finish song and they go, that was awful.
Right.
And I'm like, are you watching the same singer as I'm watching? Like, that was unbelievable.
So what was the climate like backstage after they got that kind of review? Was it a lot of tears and?
Sometimes, but you know, you just like don't believe a word. Like you get it. I mean, the TV show and everything, but you just like
you take the criticism. And you move
and for
on.
me, I mean, I never picked a song thinking Simon's gonna love this song. You know, for me personally, I went in to find my audience, and it didn't matter whether I won or finished where I finished. For me,
I think that's what the audience picks up, the authenticity of it.
Yeah. And then for me, so like if they loved it, I was like, thank you. If they hated it, I was like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like whatever. You know, it wasn't a big thing for me. But
that's great.
You know, but this year, I mean, and they said it. All the people behind stage said, so this is the closest knit group we've had.
Yeah.
And even on tour and stuff. Close. I mean, it is, and you know, I'm really proud to be a part of. I think the most talented season ever. I mean, Chikese opened our show on tour this year, and he kills it.
How was the tour?
56 cities or whatever we did. Wow. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And like, you know, there's not really a weak link in the bunch. You know,
that's awesome.
you know, from Brooke at 5 to like Chikese, and then like everyone. I mean, everyone's working on records now and doing things. And
are you working on yours?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, tell us about that. When are we going to see that? Are we going to hear something from that today?
Not for this today. Okay. No, I would love that, but I just thought, you know what?
Give us a little something, Michael.
What?
Give us a little something.
I've been loving you. No, I was kidding. But no, but my whole thing is like, you know, when you play these, but when you play these kind of events, you know, I'm still of the mindset that not everyone knows who I am, right? So I'm like, I'm just going to play the hits. I'm going to play some hits, you know what I mean?
It's okay.
Yeah, so
when's your album coming out?
Well, we hopefully get it done before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We're working pretty aggressive right now. It's going to be a rock soul thing.
So do you write a lot of your own music?
Yeah, absolutely. I write and I co-write and everything else, but you know, being 29 years old and getting another chance at a career again, you know what I mean, after being through like major labels and failing and success, all that stuff. You know, if Diane Warren, which she is, like comes and says, I've got a great song for you. Yeah. I'm going to take that song and listen to it. So I'm not that precious anymore to where a great song is a great song. I don't care where it comes from.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
I think it's awesome. I can't wait to hear you sing. So you're here today for what reason? Polo Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I got asked to do this, and it's the first time that I think Australia has done this. Australia and America for the America's Cup, and you know, anytime you can be an ambassador for your home country and stuff, and these are my two countries, Australia, and you know, so it's great. So coming in, this is my first polo match.
Capital.
I know, right? I mean, like, look at that. I mean, yes, I have. I mean, but how cool is that? They said you're literally going to be singing. You know, at the backdrop tomorrow is going to be the monument. I'm like, really? And look at that, unbelievable.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, it's all of that, and anytime you can give back, and you know, for charity and that kind of stuff, I'm all there for it. You know.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see you.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to see you perform. You are an absolute delight. We're going to totally support your album.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely, we will.
Cheers, man.
Only if you'll give us a little taste of it up there on the mic. We'll be watching.
Really? All right, no worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Michael.
Cheers, mate.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.